Good morning, everybody. Welcome to April. Oh, thank heavens. Welcome to April. We made it through March. We made it through December. This is the month that we've been waiting for. So I definitely knew that I had to come on today with a reading for you guys. Very special reading to just welcome in and usher in not only the new moon that we have today, but also the energies of a new season as we approach the spring equinox, and just the energies of a new chapter in the twin flame journey. I want to make it clear also that for the readings that I do and for the upcoming April group coaching program, we are offering assistance and guidance and support not only for twin flames, but for anyone on the ascension journey, for soulmate journeys, for kindred spirit journeys. So let's say you do a twin flame check with us and you find out you're in a kindred relationship or soulmate relationship. We can assist you with that. We can provide guidance for that. We work with divine feminines and divine masculines, regardless of gender. It's genderless. It's an energy. It's not a gender. So I want to just let everyone know that it's an inclusive program. We still have spots available. It's April 18th is the start date. We'll have the first call later that week, the week of the 18th. So we have about 3 weeks left for registration. So plenty of time to ask questions. We're going to have a meet and greet with Holly. So we're going to have her on. We are shooting for tomorrow. So please look at the community tab to find out what time we'll be coming online, but it'll likely be in the morning Eastern time. So if that's too early for you, if you're on Pacific time or another time, Central time, then you can definitely catch the recording. But check out the community tab because we'll make that announcement later today. But it's likely going to be like 9 or 9:30 tomorrow morning. And we're going to go live and we're going to be answering questions. So a Q&A, as well as just talk about this journey that you're on and helping you make more sense of it. So we want to provide more guidance. We have workbooks coming out. Those workbooks will be very detailed and lengthy, and they're going to be included in the program for everyone who joins the program. That's going to be complimentary. And if you're not in the program, we'll be selling those as packages. It's going to be a divine masculine workbook, divine feminine workbook, and a twin flame workbook. Very different from anything you can find out there, by the way. So very different, very unique. And we're super excited to be releasing those soon here, probably over the next month or two. And we're very excited to begin this new journey. This feels like a different journey than we had with our last group. A different wave of twins are coming in, and we want to provide answers. We want to provide clarity for you guys. We want to provide faith and hope on this journey so that you understand what it's really all about. So looking forward to that. And if you're interested in a reading, I have a few spots left. You can check. I have one more twin flame reading left. And then I'm not sure when I'll be back with personal readings. So I'm going to be offering them here and there. But for now, I think I have 5 North Node readings left. The Mars and Venus readings, I don't think anyone's booked that yet. And I have 1 twin flame reading left. So if you're interested, definitely hop on that as soon as the video is over, or maybe check it out right now because that spot will probably go fast. And then before we get into the cards here, because the cards are really, really wanting to talk and they want us to have a discussion today. So we're going to have a discussion here. We're going to have like a Q&A with the cards, and I've chosen these 5 decks very intentionally. I just wanted to remind you guys that you can get a 10% discount with this Shilajit company that I'm working with. So they are sponsoring this, and I've only worked with one other company. It's a CBD company, and this is the second company that I've ever worked with in 2 years on this channel, and it's because I believe in what they do. So if you look at natural Shilajit resin, resin.com. You can also go and look on nutrihoney.com. So look on those 2 websites to get more information about this product and other products that they carry. I did talk about this in a previous video, but I'm just going to give you guys a few highlights here. These are honey sticks, and the Shilajit is combined with the raw honey. Very nutritive, very nutritious, and providing trace ionic minerals that can help the body on this ascension journey. What is Shilajit? It's a tar-like substance that's found deep in the mountains, and it's developed over centuries and centuries of time. So one of the things I like about this is it's high in fulvic acid, which is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. And as you guys know, this journey can bring up inflammation as we heal from not only this lifetime, but past lifetimes and traumas. And the physical body, the physical symptoms have been really high recently. So I've actually been consuming this, as has Holly. And I definitely feel a difference on the days that I consume it versus the days that I don't. In Ayurvedic medicine, many of you are familiar with it. This particular substance, Shilajit, is known as a destroyer of weakness. So it's an adaptogenic for the body. So if your immune system needs to be upregulated, it upregulates. If it needs to be downregulated, it's going to downregulate it for you. And you don't even have to worry about if it's doing the right thing. It automatically knows what to do for your particular situation and your particular body. And like I said, I notice a difference on the days that I take it. And it gives me more focus, less brain fog, more physical vitality and energy, which, as you know, is just worth its weight in gold when you're having one of those days where you feel very fatigued. So check that out, guys. You can use my link below. Please use my link, and then use Lunar 10, Lunar 10. I'm going to have that all in the description box below, as well as the website, to either book a reading or also sign up for the April program. All right, guys, so let's jump in here to this reading. What I'm really feeling is we're going to start with the beautiful Diane Garris's, one of her decks here. And the reason being is I want to get an overall energy, and I don't always feel like I need tarot cards. So we're going to go to the integration deck because we are integrating, right, the energies of March. And really, March was kind of this culmination of December, January, February, March. So 4 months of kind of hell, if I'm being honest, of a lot of challenges. And some of you may think December was harder. Some of you may feel like March was harder. They were challenging and difficult in different ways. And so you guys know that I'm not going to paint the journey a certain way if it's not what we're actually experiencing. So the journey has been difficult recently. The masculines are healing in 2022. For those of you that are new to the channel, divine masculine energy, that means inside, internally, as well as the external masculine. And the divine feminine energy is continuing to ascend, and she is bringing her counterpart with her, regardless of what it looks like in the 3D. Okay, many masculines are still quiet or silent at this time. It's not a time to freak out about that. It's a time to accept and release. You know, you can't really let go of your counterpart if you're a twin flame, because it's one soul, two bodies. It's different if you're a soulmate or a kindred. It's two souls, two bodies. You can actually let go. But with a twin flame, they are you, you are them. We explain that in much more detail when you work with us privately or in the program, because there's a lot more to that. And sometimes it takes a couple times of hearing it to fully grasp it and understand it and integrate it. But both twins are working on true purpose at this time. This is a card I've actually never pulled, so it's really cool to see it now. And what this tells me is that the twins are in this, they're in this cycle, or in this kind of energy of maybe they are not necessarily speaking in the physical. They're not necessarily communicating this to one another because they're on their own separate paths at this time. And that separate path that your counterpart is on is it's actually becoming fulfilling for both of you. And your masculine wants to convey, like, this is fulfilling for me. I'm finding my true purpose. I'm starting to discover why I'm here, just like you have, my beloved. So he feels really proud at this present moment. April 1st is like we're turning the page in this twin flame journey, in the soulmate journey, in the kindred journey, in the ascension journey, right? Anyone who's on the ascension path, and anyone who's highlighting or igniting the divine feminine, divine masculine within. So searching for true purpose and meaning. What does it mean to be here right now on this earth, on this planet, at this time when things are so chaotic and so uncertain? What does it mean to be put in this role of a leader, of a teacher, of a guide, whatever it is, whatever your personal mission is? And if you're like, I don't know what my mission is, we can help. We can provide clarity on that. So, on this journey, nobody should feel like they're alone. Nobody should have to try to go through it alone, because truth be told, it's impossible to do this alone. It is so taxing on you that I don't know if you could make it alone. And that's why we seek out answers. That's why we seek out community. That's why we seek out each other. So the divine masculines have actually been seeking out mentors. They've been seeking out teachers. They've been seeking out healers. As crazy as that sounds, as logical as your counterpart is, believe it or not, your masculine, whether male or female, has been seeking out mentors and answers. And like, I want clarity. What the hell has happened to my life over the past X amount of years since I met this person? And they do pinpoint it back to you. They do understand that even if they were initiating a change before they met you, that you were the one to really set the events in motion in the physical world. So even if they might have been thinking about making a change, let's say thinking about leaving a job, thinking about making a physical move, thinking about leaving that relationship or marriage. But when they met you, it was the Kundalini activation. It was meeting you in the physical that actually activated them enough to assist them in making the move to change their life. And this is what they're understanding now. It's kind of like they're showing me a tree branch and all the branches of this journey and how we separate and we come back together, but yet we're always united, right? We've got the one central branch with roots. There's roots to this journey. There's roots to your connection. So we're always connected. We're never actually apart. One thing I want to mention also is that the masculine feels pretty calm today. It's been a whirlwind, and they're sort of just sitting back on their laurels and like sitting back on their haunches, and like they want to come forward, but the divine is holding them back because you have a chapter to complete, divine feminine. You have been working in the abundance field, okay? And the abundance is incoming April through August. So I'm not saying that you have to wait 4 more months for communication or for, the separation to end. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is continue to focus on yourself and stay in your own lane, and understand that by focusing on your abundance, you're pushing your connection forward, you're pushing your counterpart forward, you're assisting them more than you could ever know, more than you could do by even talking to them in the physical. We think that we're making more progress when we talk to them or we reach out to them. Not necessarily so at all. We make a lot more progress, believe it or not, in the 5D and by focusing on our journey. If you've made some massive changes or about to make those big changes, feminine, it's because you're finding your true purpose. You're finding the place where you're supposed to be. You're finding the city where you're supposed to be, the job you're supposed to be, the relationship you're supposed to be in with self and with others, who you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, how you're supposed to be doing it. And the masculine is doing the same, but he is definitely looking ahead. He wants to include the feminine in, this next chapter. I do see that yearning and desire, but again, the divine is holding the masculine energy back. So let's find out where the feminine is at. Integration. This is the integration deck. So this is the card that represents this deck. So yeah, divine feminine, you're in this energy of integration. What does that mean exactly? What does it mean when you're in the energy of integration? Well, it means that you are currently not necessarily in an action stage just yet. It's only April 1st, so let's give it a little bit of time. But that is coming, that is on the horizon. But you're discovering your true purpose in a new way, and maybe in a new fashion, in a new manner, with a new lens, a new perspective, and you're being assisted by the angel of integration. So look to your guides right now. It's not necessarily a time to take action. We are changing internally so rapidly right now that you may, and I mentioned this before several times, don't attach to your physical appearance, okay? Let's say you've never had someone remark on your physical appearance, which is rare. You've never maybe had like body hate or body shame, which is extremely rare, especially if you're in a female body. Males tend to feel that a little less. You are likely going to experience that now. Someone makes a comment about your physical appearance, or you feel judged, or you're judging yourself more harshly, or you're just noticing the shifts and changes from day to day. You notice you look larger one day, smaller the next day, your face looks skinnier, your face looks wider, your hair is different consistencies. You're going to be shifting and changing. One day you might feel like you look really old, the next day you feel like you look young and vibrant, your energy levels are shifting and changing. We are still recalibrating, guys. We're still going through massive changes as warriors of change. The body is showing the signs of this and the wear and tear. So just be kind to yourself right now. Really don't attach, okay? Don't attach to physical appearance. You're in an integration stage. Now, what about the masculine spirit? What about the masculines? Higher love. The masculines have been working in this heart chakra for quite some time, like 6 to 8 months, I say. So the masculines are working in this higher realm, higher dimension And this is 4E, so this is a deeper part of the heart chakra. This is like, they've gone way deep into the heart chakra to kind of ascertain what does love represent? What does love actually mean to me? And how do I actually source it? How do I find love? How do I keep love? Higher love is love of self. You know, it's a love from source. It's a love from beyond, from the higher realms, but it's also the higher love to me represents a union of self. That's what this journey is all about. If you are new to the journey, you're like, what the hell kind of what is this? What is this? What am I on? You're on the journey of inner union. Your innards will reflect your outwards, right? Like your internal feelings, vibrations, thoughts, beliefs will reflect externally in your twin flame. This is why you cannot compare a twin flame to a soulmate, because it's a different experience. It might look a lot the same, but the twin mirrors in a different way because it's you. It's an outer reflection of you. Soulmates are two separate souls having two separate experiences. Yes, twins are having separate experiences, but you're always united. You can't erase a twin from the heart. The connection is there. We do twin flame checks. That's where we go. We go into the heart chakra to find the connection, to see what exists there. Let's look at here. I don't know if I'm going to use the quantum oracle, but I am going to use the yoga path oracle here. Give me just 1 second, guys. Okay, just checking on my Charlie kitties. Still adjusting to this new world, this new home. So, okay. All right, so we have just energies here representing the yogic path, representing deities, representing energy in this deck. It's a cool deck. Okay, so kind of starting to break it in, but since it's not fully broken in yet, I like to pick a card this way. Okay, so we have energy representing the divine feminine. Karma. Very interesting. So you guys know I was struggling to upload a video. I think it was 2 days ago. Well, what's interesting is this is the card I pulled for the feminines. And then when I did the video again, I pulled a different card, but I talked about this. So karma is coming up. That's the integration. It's like the integration of the lessons learned. This is an indication that positive karma is coming towards the feminine. We've talked about this. We know this is the case for April through August. We understand that the feminine is in receiving mode. Okay, if you've been in masculine mode or fight or flight, you're going to start to soften. You're going to start to feel the essence of the divine feminine energy. So what that's going to look like is blessings, abundance, softer in the ways that you receive others and the ways you receive yourself, less judgment, less harshness. You may find yourself just in a more flowy kind of energy, going with the flow, being more present, wanting to move your body in delicate ways, right? Through dancing. Also, a lot of sensual energy coming through, a lot of Venusian energy coming through, that energy of Venus that's coming through to really ignite the feminine's path and ignite the feminine's journey, and help her come back to that place of radiance to realize her inner beauty reflecting the outer beauty. Because I think a lot of feminines have not felt very attractive recently on this journey. And even I myself and Holly have both struggled with body image and with the changes that we've seen, and just with appearance and beauty, like I just don't feel beautiful. So that is something that we are working on and working towards. But really good card to see, feminine. And I understand this is all beautiful, true purpose, integration, karma, yes. So the masculines I expect to be in a different kind of energy, but let's see. They're definitely working on this energy of compassion towards self. We saw that in previous reading as well. It's actually this card that wants to come through. Thomas. So I'm going to actually source and seek out the meaning here through the book. It's a beautiful energy. It's a white Bengal tiger with butterflies. And there's the tree. You know what's crazy is the tree out my window looks exactly like this tree. And that's when they were showing me the tree, they were saying, you know, the limbs of the tree and how the roots and how the counterparts are connected deeper than you could ever imagine. So this is an Ayurvedic term, one that I have not actually heard of yet. Density, dullness, and inertia. You are in a period of hibernation. Well, it's a beautiful hibernation. Look at that beautiful energy, that beautiful animal, which is sometimes needed to blossom into a butterfly. So yeah, you guys are both in this sacred pause. Your body is in between lines of a poem, notes of a song, steps of a dance. Use this time to fully rejuvenate your system, allowing proper rest and food. So I feel like the masculines are working on proper nutrition at this time. Perhaps they're taking that solo vacation, the kind of spa date, personal solo spa date with themselves, or just a journey, just taking time off work. You know, it's going to look different for different masculines, but I feel like they're taking care of themselves. Know when it is time to emerge from your cocoon and show the world the gifts you have been cultivating. Stillness is only balanced when followed by action. So the action is coming next, is what they're telling me. And I actually see an 8 of Wands. So it's not that far off on the horizon. But right now, feminine, you're working on receiving, and the masculine is working on resting and healing. Okay, they need this. They need this energy. You know, this tree represents shade. I feel like it also represents an ancient wisdom. And the butterflies representing, yes, rejuvenation, reemergence, and rebirth, regrowth, renewal. All of those beautiful words and concepts that we go through. So they're going through this kind of like death and kind of like the phoenix phase, you know? The phoenix rising from the ashes. Let's get a card representing the journey. Savadhaya. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is my newest deck that was a gift from one of our lovely subscribers and viewers. So I definitely don't know all these terms yet. I have over 50 decks, so it would be kind of not impossible, but it would be challenging to have them all memorized. So let's take a look here. Ooh. Niyama, self-study. Beautiful. I should have ascertained that from the book in the eye. Look, and there's the butterfly. So we have these two images with the butterflies. Yeah, you guys are, you know, you're going to emerge from this different people, different versions of yourself. I feel that very strongly, more so than ever before, actually, that, you know, we don't stay the same on this journey. And that's part of it, is we have to release and let go of where we've been and who we were. We're always shifting, always changing. So the study of the self, which is really beautiful and goes along beautifully with the Thomas energy, this energy of stillness, this energy of observation. I really love seeing this. So what the book says is, we were each born with a book of infinite wisdom, stories, inventions, and emotions. This book is our own consciousness. If we take the path of truly studying the self, we will never become bored with our findings. Instead of trying to acquire more information, or I would say acquire more things even, take the focus inward. There are cosmoses in your consciousness you have yet to venture into that have more beauty than any artwork, more mystery than your favorite thriller, more magnificence than all earthly creations. However, the passport required to reach these vistas is stillness. So 2 energies here of stillness. Integration represents stillness to me. Like, we're definitely not in an action mode at this present moment. I feel like we may be in the still energy for the next 2 weeks, because We are recovering. We're in recovery mode from the last 4 months, and especially from December and March. We're in recovery mode, but we'll know when the green light is on. Through withdrawing from external stimulus or stimuli, you can move into the true stimulus, the world inside and beyond you. So this is about your own magnificence, divine counterparts, your own magnificence, what exists internally inside of you versus what exists outside of you. So I do want to look into this, where the masculine is, like what he is healing right now on his journey. Heartbroken. So in the stillness, he feels the feminine. We already kind of talked about that. He feels the feminine in the stillness. He's in this higher love energy. I'm not surprised to see this. I feel heartbroken because somewhere deep inside, I feel as if I caused this heartbreak between us and the separation. Even if in the 3D, I'm in denial. So the healing here, masculines, if you're watching, or if you're watching for your inner masculine, denial of the self and its wants, needs, and desires can cause immense bitterness, displaced resentment, and heartache. It is not selfish to feed yourself. It is necessary. Okay, so yeah, divine masculines learning about self-love, how to take care of oneself, how to put yourself first. Very important. So let's take a look here, guys, at enabling for the feminine. When I enable your bad behavior, I want you to love me. That's why I do it. Feminine, this is a learned integrated pattern that is taught, and it can be passed down from generation to generation. Enabling does not equal love returning. It just doesn't. Look to the self as to what kind of hole in your soul you are trying to fill with this kind of behavior. This pattern does not equate to healthy love returning. In fact, it is the opposite and will bring you exactly what you don't want. So you're both really looking at love. This is this love energy of, what does love mean? How do I love myself? What is the vibration of love? What does it look like in relationships? So you're both learning how to be better partners, and what a healthy relationship looks like, which is something I feel like the masculine has never really had. He's never really had that healthy relationship. He's had a lot of karmic relationships, maybe even some soulmate relationships. But they were, at one point they were just dead in the water, and then there was no real connection there, and they just kept on going through the motions. And that's what the masculines have been doing for centuries, like lifetimes, eons, thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years. So now it's like we're breaking that cycle where the masculine, like we're suffering equals love, or suffering. I remember my masculine saying right when we had first met each other that we hurt the ones we love the most. I'm like, no, I'm not buying that. I used to buy into that. That was my wounded self when I believed that. But no, we should uplift the ones we love the most. We should respect the ones we love the most. We should support the ones we love the most. We should love the ones we love the most. Show them love and comfort, compassion, and empathy, not hurt them. And even if you do it unintentionally, it doesn't mean that you're not responsible. And it's kind of like if you were to commit a crime, but you didn't know, I didn't know that I was supposed to stop, officer. The officer's like, I don't care, it's the law. You still broke the law. Even if you didn't know it was the law, you still broke the law. So even if it was unintentional, you still hurt your counterpart. You still hurt somebody else. You still had affected the vibration of so many other people in your path. So the masculine's learning that, his choices and actions have consequences, ripple effects beyond space and time. And now, especially if your masculine has kids, which I feel like a lot of them in this collective do, they're like, oof, I want my kids to be better than me, but I want to be a better role model. They want to be better role models for their children. So the masculine has some messages for the feminine as well. I just want to hold you again. He's definitely feeling the vibrations of the heart connection. So you guys might be feeling that. I feel like the feminine is feeling that sexually or sensually, where you're just like want to self-pleasure, and you may not necessarily even be directing it towards your counterpart. You may just be kind of like stuck in like a romance world or reality right now. And the masculine's over here like he really regrets what he said to you. But feminines, you are in a detached mode right now. And it feels good because you're like, God, I'd rather feel detached than feel like codependent or needy or insecure. So you're really enjoying this energy, and you've learned not to enable bad behavior. But the masculine's deep in regret, deep in his feels right now. If you saw the real me, would you still love me? So that is that self-love, that higher love energy, acceptance of self. You know, you're a reflection of that. So if the masculine doesn't love themselves, you have to reject them. Think about how you've rejected your counterpart. We always talk about how the masculine's rejected or chosen someone else. What about when you've chosen yourself, and therefore the masculine interpreted that as rejection? But in reality, you were reflecting back to him his own belief system that said, I'm not worthy of love. And you're like, okay, well then I'm going to walk away from you. But you didn't do it intentionally. You did it because this is what you agreed to. This is an agreement between your shared soul that says, this is how I am going to act in order to stimulate your growth. We do this with all souls, not just twin flames. Soulmates do this. People that cross our paths, not even just people, not soulmates or kindreds, do this, where somebody acts a certain way. Somebody plays the role of the jerk or the asshole, or plays the role of the needy person or insecure, whatever it might be, and you play a role in their life, and you learn and you trigger each other, and it's for soul's growth, even if it looks nasty and ugly in the physical. Okay, so let's remember who we are. I can feel you too. That card wants to come out. So does this one. I know I have father issues, so healing father wounds. Yeah, so like I said, if your masculine is a father, if it's a male masculine, if your masculine's a father, they're definitely wanting to be better fathers than they've been, better fathers than their fathers. So they're healing a lot of that generational pain and trauma. They're also working through any guilt, okay? Any guilt that they might feel for having, separated from the mother of their children or broken up the family unit. That's all just 3D. Like, your soul is pure and your soul is free. None of us want to be tied down just because society says we're supposed to, or for the sake of the children, or whatever it might be. Your children's soul wants you to be free. It doesn't want you to feel enslaved or stay in a relationship where you're miserable. That's not what this is about. God, this world can be such a prison if we allow it to be. Your mind can be a prison. Okay, there's a couple more messages here. I'm not ignoring you. I am thinking deeply about our connection. And he's thinking about being a better person, being a better partner. I don't want this to be over. Okay, so very clear messages. Lastly, on the bottom, this was called to me as well. I ran away from myself, not you. So yeah, if it looked like your masculine ran away from you, he's saying, I didn't run away from you. I ran away from myself. But look at what he's working on. Stillness, right? Self-study. This is so awesome. And you just focus on the karma that's coming your way, Divine Feminine, because whatever it is that you need, whatever it is that you desire is coming towards you. We're going to see motion here. We're going to see motion. Wheels in motion is what they showed me. They did show me the 8 of Wands in regards to these connections. If you've been doing your work, if you've been practicing self-study and integrating and seeking your true purpose and really, really asking and honoring what it is that you are meant to do in this lifetime, really staying in your own lane, Divine Feminine, not looking over your shoulder or looking into the lane beside you to see what your counterpart is doing, because it's parallel paths, right? You're just like, I don't even care what you're doing over there. Not that you don't care because you don't love them or you don't respect them, but it's like, I don't care at this point in time because that doesn't concern me. This is your journey and your path to take and your lessons to learn. And I'm going to respect that and respectfully stay over here in my lane. I'm not going to try to guide you or teach you or observe you. I am just going to stay over here. It is the masculine's turn to come forward. They know this. It's their turn to come forward. It's their turn to, they feel like they have to make things right is what I'm hearing. But another way of saying that is it's the masculine's turn to express themselves. It's the feminine's turn to sit back and listen. They're going to tell you about what they've learned, Divine Feminine. They're going to tell you a story about where they've been, what path they've been on, how much changed when you walked away. That's what they're going to tell you. So I want you to listen. Get out of your ego, get out of your, detective mode, judgment mode, and just listen. You may not like everything you hear, and it may be very uncomfortable, but they're going to tell you, this is what I've been up to. This is where I have been. And you just listen, and you allow things to unfold naturally. Friendship will likely come first. Don't doubt your path just because it's a friendship, and you don't dive right into commitment or a ring, or, oh, I see these fucking readings and it's like, oh, the masculine's proposing. Listen, that's not what's been happening. So those readings honestly are bullshit. And it frustrates me because what happens is we had this conversation, Holly and I, with a client last night. We had a session. You already feel scared to be vulnerable on this journey, and then all of a sudden you have a reading and it's like, oh, union's coming tomorrow, and the wedding ring and the proposal, and you're like, oh my God, great. And then it doesn't happen, and then you feel isolated and alone, and you feel like you can't trust even deeper because you were lied to by that person. That person wanted views or votes or whatever, but I rarely will post something like that. I have posted it when I felt it. I think it was like a year ago, and that was when the reunions and unions were happening. If I feel it, guys, I'm going to share it. If I don't feel it, I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to post something about wedding rings and proposals. I'm going to share the true stuff, the real stuff. So I might not have as many views as others, but the content that you're getting is raw and real. It's unfiltered, and I'm telling the true story from my perspective and from my growth pattern, from where I've been and where I'm going. And I'm sharing this perspective with you guys, inviting you to come along on your rowboats and row together to our destination, which is really not a destination, it's a journey. But I just want you to understand that if you're one of those people who's felt left out or felt like, well, this isn't happening for me, it's not happening for anyone. Really, unions, the focus of 2022 is for the masculine to heal. The focus of 2022 for the feminine is for her to ascend, for her to seek out and find her abundance. This is what creates union physically. Inner union, guys, so vital. I can't even stress it enough. So again, if you guys need assistance, if you need further guidance, reach out to Holly and I. I don't know how much longer we're going to be offering the flame calls and the discovery calls. We've been offering those as a way to interact with us and have a shorter session with us. We do recommend the flame call or discovery call because it gives you that opportunity to speak to us, to get to know Holly, to understand how we can support you on the journey. But then from there, most people require a follow-up session. We have packages where we work with you together, Holly and I. It's like it's a double dose of coaching and guidance and healing because you get both of us in one call. We do 3 sessions of those. All of that information is on the website under offerings. There's the April group coaching program. So there are opportunities here for you. And we've created these because we know that the truth needs to be spread and spoken and understood about this journey. And we want to do it in a way that's as easy to access as possible. So we're looking forward to meeting you guys in one way or another. Thank you all for your support. Thank you to my incredible moderators on this journey and on this channel. And thank you to anyone who's ever donated. I've received some amazing decks and kitty toys and things from my Amazon wish list. I'm so grateful. And thank you for your patience as you witness me moving through my own journey, taking time off and days off here and there, especially last month, as I recalibrated myself so I can serve you better and have more energy to do so. So I'm really sending you guys so much love, and I'll be back so soon with another video. Take good care and have a wonderful weekend.